So when you talk about the NFL, there's so many different guys that have been arrested, allegations, all that, and they still get let back in. But this is happening on your playing field. You hit somebody without a helmet using your helmet. So it's just absurd to me that after all of this, he's not going to. He gets to play again so quick too.
But it's not that. See, what happened after, like, because of the shock value of it, he hit somebody with a helmet, and not only did you hit somebody, you hit a quarterback. You hit a quarterback in the NFL, and it was the second string quarterback at the same time. So, like, when you looked at it with just that, and the same clip always showed was hitting on a helmet, and you don't look at the entire situation that led up to it, the taking off of the attempt at least, of taking off the helmet by Mason Rudolph, him going back at Myles Garrett, which was the only reason why he was anywhere near Myles Garrett, to be even hit with the helmet in the first place. When you look at it in that way, 4 to 6 games, definitely, it was the right way to go for the NFL. He definitely needed to be suspended, and you don't hit someone with a helmet. But saying that he needs to go 8, 12, maybe an entire season, that's just way too much. I mean, Vontaze Burfict got 12, and he's been suspended like 20 games his entire career, and they finally hit him with like a big one that's 12. For you to say 16 because of this offense, it's just way too much.
You're almost like trying to take the excuse off of him for doing that. I mean, it's not even, the whole incident is one thing, but just the media coverage it got, how everybody was just against it. It's a bad look for the NFL. It's a terrible look.
If you're going to try and say that the media is going to show what you're doing in your league, then there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be changed in the NFL.
Ty, you just said that baseball, it's a business, right? And you say football is a business, right? So putting it back on the field makes it seem like it's a business.
But that's rules and stuff like that. That's completely different.
No.
We're talking about the players right now. And not only if you did this and you hit him with this 16-game suspension, did stuff like that, you could probably have problems with the NFL Players Association, because why 16 games, all this stuff, especially when you look at the entire situation. I'm not defending his action in the first place. He shouldn't have hit the guy with the helmet. I'm not also saying that it's not as bad. Actually, that is what I'm saying. I'm saying it was blown out of proportions what this was in its entirety, and that's why the media coverage is like that. When you have a situation like that was blown out of proportion, you're not going to blow his suspension out of proportion. You're going to look back at it. It's been a while since this happened. The NFL kept looking back at it, decided this was the right way to go to reinstate him, and I think that is completely right. He's already served 6 games, and going past that is just too much. It's way too much.
Here, let me finish. So, going back with Myles Garrett, really, it's not a good look at all. And I'm talking how it's a business, and putting him back on the field is to promote business. But at the end of the day, these are grown men, okay? Sometimes it's bigger than sports. It's bigger than a business, okay? The NFL just basically put him in timeout and just said, and after an hour just brought him back in. That's not what you do here, all right? Was that right in any sense? No. Was Mason Rudolph right in any sense? No. Everybody was wrong in this situation, but the NFL should be punished the most just because they failed to punish these guys correctly. It's just disgusting to look at as a human person, just looking at how he just gets to go back on there and almost feels like skate-free.
He served 4 to 6 games. The amount of punishment that 4 to 6 games is for a football player, especially Myles Garrett, a star football player in this league, is plenty of enough.
So when Tom Brady got suspended for 4 games for Deflategate, which wasn't even linked to him fully, okay? He got 4 games for that. You're saying something similar to that, hitting a player with a football helmet should be similar?
I didn't fully agree with the way that they handled Deflategate, first of all, just to say
But you think that you agree with how they're handling things now?
You also have to look at, are you really going to make an example of Myles Garrett and suspend him for such a long thing?
Yes.
But then you have Vontaze Burfict, who's doing, some would say, worse things on the field, totally outlandish things on the field, gets 12 games? What, are you saying that it should be more than that he should have the largest suspension ever, when there's been people who have had all-out fights? People were talking about assault with this. People have had all-out fights. Is that not assault?
You're talking, Malice at the Palace and all that, going way back in the NBA, okay? Big things, you punish them severely so that this doesn't happen again. Okay, Myles, who knows if this happens again? So this is brutal. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but in reality, it's not that big of a deal if you get a 6-game suspension.
Thank you for watching SCTV3 on YouTube. Subscribe for news, sports, behind the scenes, and more. Also, follow our socials at SCTV3 on Instagram and Twitter.